Hi, guys, and welcome to today's reality wrap. There is so much to cover today. The Golden Bachelor divorce news heard around the world.
We didn't want to pretend to anybody.
No. Plus tons of Bravo updates.
I will not be coming back to film season 14 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
So let's get into it, Shawnee. Clearly, we're starting with the Golden Bachelor.
Right? The biggest news in reality TV right now.
I was just drinking my coffee and I scrolling, just looking for stories, just enjoying a nice, peaceful moment. And I saw the news and I was shook. I was
Spit your
shook,
coffee
Shawnee.
right out, didn't you?
I was like, wait, does Shawnee know this? What? Wait,
I know you got me out of bed with it, actually.
Shawnee
I was just like...
Shawnee, what do you know about why these two broke up after 3 months?
So, I mean, obviously their official reason is that they cannot agree on where to live, which is the absolute biggest pile of poo I've ever heard in my life. We did stumble upon a podcast from a couple of weeks ago that they did together. They accidentally revealed the real reason, and maybe a couple of weeks ago was the catalyst for all of this starting. Honestly, it was on the Dear Shandy podcast. They were asked what one of the biggest hurdles was for them as a couple, and Theresa blurted out her job. He was not okay with her continuing to work. Remember, she's 70. He's like, what, 74?
Yeah.
He wanted somebody that he could spend his retirement with and travel and have fun. And she doesn't want to quit her job.
What is her job?
She works in finance, like, trading in the finance world. And she said during that podcast that her employer was so good to her, even through like filming the show. She said she didn't know how long she was going to be on the show. Mm-hmm. And then she going and stayed on the show, and they stuck by her side and they held her job for her. And now that she's off the show and married to, she won the show and she's married, she was like, I don't want to just turn my back on this employer that was so good to me. I love my job.
Here's my problem with this whole thing. Shawnee, if at 72 and 74 or whatever, I'm getting married and I'm not having this conversation, why are we married? Like, that's something you hash out before. Like, did we not discuss this?
Maybe during fantasy suites when he was listening to her gush about her job,
right?
And all the stuff that she likes to do, they should have maybe had this conversation instead of the light bulb that went on in his head, obviously, about how much money she probably has.
Because is she the main bread? Does she make more money than him?
He's retired. So,
but didn't he have like a business? And
he did. I don't know. I mean,
okay.
Honestly, this stuff is so much illusion. I don't even know what to think about him anymore. Like, they're saying that he owned these fast food restaurants. They're saying that he was like he did arbitration and stuff, like all these different jobs that he had. But I don't know what his actual, how many careers he had or when. I don't know what the timeline. Like, we need to see a resume. I don't know. Sometimes I think a lot of this stuff is like embellished to make them sound like they're more than they are.
But also, I think it's embellished not exactly by him, but on the show. I think when he's
for sure.
I think he's probably like, I was a restaurateur, and they're like, all right, this sounds better to say he had 10 restaurants. Like it just sounds better when you're throwing him out there to us to kind of fluff up the resume. And so now persons are like, wait a minute, well, what? And my problem with Theresa and Gerry, is it Gerry or Gerry? Because I say Gerry. It's Gerry. The Gerry throws me off. Here's my problem that irks me during the interview. Please do not sit in front of me in an interview, holding hands, telling me that we're so in love before getting divorced. It is the most ridiculous. I hate when people do that.
They're getting so much hate right now. It's insane. Tyler Cameron went on a podcast and basically said, well, I have a better dating record than they do. Nick Viall came out on Tuesday and ripped them up one side and down the other for this, and basically was just like, maybe we missed something. Maybe Gerry's not the nice guy we all thought he was. I mean,
I saw a quote from Nick Viall, and he said this is the most unsuccessful marriage in Bachelor history. That's saying a lot. You know, they don't have a track
They
record.
should have not rushed to get married, because now here we are. They're like, y'all didn't
You know
talk
what's
about
so-
it.
I think what's so odd and annoying me about all of this, I feel like at this age, you have some wisdom. You've been married, you've been divorced, then you've been single. You know exactly what you want, exactly what you. It's not like you're 23, just getting married, not sure yet. And the discussions that you probably didn't think, or the question you didn't think to ask. Because you're too young. At that age, you should cover every topic, every question, everything. Why are you being Kim Kardashian and getting divorced after 3 months? It makes me at 70, in your 70s, it just irks me.
It doesn't make any sense. Like
I
in all
feel like-
those months that the show was airing while they were secretly having their phone calls for hours a night or whatever they said, why are they not talking about where to live? Why are they not talking about their plans after they're married? Why are they not having these discussions?
And even the excuse that they gave us about, because of location. That's a family. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So
They knew that was going to be an obstacle going into it. So
but
what are
also
we?
your
what are we
family is
doing?
grown and married and off doing their own thing at this point. So what are you even talking? And also, we discussed this before we got married. And even after they got married, they were saying, was it Theresa? It seems like Theresa was gonna move in with him because he was saying his dogs.
Well, it was South Carolina. They were going to go there together. And then he ended up taking a road trip with his dog to New Jersey and talking about how he's falling in love with New Jersey. So he was going to stay in New Jersey. I guess he didn't like it that much because now, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Something must have happened.
And also, Shawnee, that still doesn't even make sense, because ultimately, though, if he's saying, I just want somebody to travel, who the hell cares where we settle then? We're not even going to be there most of the time. You understand? We're not even, so we could even stay separate because most of the time we're going to be traveling. So I could very well keep my house in North Carolina or wherever, and you keep your house in Jersey, and we would still work it out because we're traveling half the time anyway. So none of
That's why I tend to buy the whole she wouldn't quit her job theory, because if she's working a full-time job, she's not traveling.
And I also feel like if that's the case, is it that she was dishonest and led him to believe that she was going to quit her job? Is it that he thought she would convince her? That just, Shawnee, in my mind,
like the whole thing is stupid. It's just
so stupid that I feel like no, there's something dark that they're not telling us. It's how I'm feeling now.
Something has happened. I mean,
divorces and Shawnee,
nobody buys any of this. The only people that are showing any support are the other Golden Bachelor people, like, and not even all of them.
Right. Shawnee, I feel like if I'm married to somebody, 3 months means this person put their hands on me. It has to be something dramatic where I would say, all right, after 3 months, we can never make it work. 3 months is not a casual, oh, she doesn't want to quit her job. She could very well plan to quit her job in a month. Her mind could change.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like there's something deeper and darker, but they've decided, hey, we're not going to say anything. We're going to put on a united front.
Another thing that Nick Viall brought up was that he felt that she was being coached by Gerry, that he kept giving an answer during the interview and then looking at her to make sure that she gave her correct answer. And I agree. I looked back at the interview and I was like, you know what? It did feel really coached. Like she even, it really looked like he, and I mean, he was the one that filed the divorce the same day as the interview. It definitely felt like he was the one that made the decision and she was just kind of like going along with it to save face.
You think he just woke up one day and was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do this. Because if that was the case, I feel like all right, so my theory of there's something deep and dark that he did or she found out. I'm thinking Portia and Simon thing, like she found something out and then suddenly she's like, I'm out. That's what I'm thinking, right?
I don't think it was her though. I very much think that this is him.
Okay.
She didn't look like it was her during that interview. She looked very much like
it was his decision to get divorced.
Going along with it, right. And he filed it, not her.
Right.
So I don't know, but
I just need to hear the real story because this little lame story that you're giving me, I'm offended. Like
I feel like over time we're going to learn. I mean, we'll know if he moves on real quick or,
Johnny, at the end of the interview, they were like, "Oh, am I holding hands with this man?" Saying how we're so in love, we love each other so much, but we're getting divorced. But after that, the interviewer said, "So are you guys gonna date again?" Yes, definitely. I was just
Isn't that wild? Like,
not even a pause, Shawnee.
I mean, I guess that's what happens when you've only been with somebody for a few months. It's not even that serious.
I think it happens to a lot of the bachelor couples, which is why I wish they would stop getting married so early. They're living in this whirlwind of private jets and fancy red carpet stuff. And when all of that dies down and we're back into real life, then you realize he's not as handsome without his little tuxedo jacket, and she's not as sweet. Like when she, and wait until the dust settles before you get married.
Right.
Because of course you feel he's not bringing you roses every day anymore, because that's what production gave him to give you. He's not taking you on a trip to Paris because production paid for the trip. Like, all of these.
Right. That's another thing. They were supposed to go on their honeymoon next month.
It was planned for next month.
Yeah, they were going to Italy in May. Sucks.
Where was it? A free trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bachelor paid for it.
Listen.
Not anymore. They're gonna be taking it all, but snatch it all back.
Because I even heard they have to give back the ring because they were asked that. Oh.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, well, I don't listen. I need more, Shawnee. Keep digging because I'm not satisfied.
I'm looking because I also am not satisfied and I don't buy it.
And nobody's buying it because what I'm reading is like everybody's like, wait, huh? Are we 20 years old getting married on a whim? It's no, it's crazy. All right, I think that's it I saw that the Golden Bachelorette was casting, but you're saying they've yet to pick a bachelorette.
They have not announced it yet. All I know is the internet is screaming it better not be Theresa. Can you imagine?
That is shoddy. That would be a hell of a twist. Can you imagine Theresa?
They better not. They better not.
I would die. Theresa is not even divorced and she's just like, yep, find me a new man. I would die.
That would be funny, but no.
Honey, that would be the twist of the century. Who do you want it to be? I think you've said it before.
I mean, at this point,
you don't care?
Leslie, I really don't anymore. Probably Leslie. I feel like Susan has been auditioning for it.
Is Susan the short hair Kim Kardashian's mom lookalike? Yes. Oh, she's everywhere. Susan wants the job.
But she just started that podcast with Kathy, and I feel like that they started the podcast so that they could cover the Golden Bachelorette. So if that's the case, then it's not going to be either one of them. I really feel like it's going to be Leslie.
I'm trying to remember. Is Leslie the one who is always with Kathy?
No, Leslie is the one that came in second place. She lives in Minnesota. She's the dancer. I think it might be her. If I had to pick, I probably want it to be Faith.
Yeah, you've mentioned Faith before.
But she said before that it's not her. So, but I also feel like, maybe she was trying to throw everyone off. You never know. So I don't know.
Because how would she know it's not her? They haven't chosen yet, unless she was asked and turned it down.
I don't know.
Okay. When do you think we'll hear something? Because if they're casting no, it means we'll probably hear something soon, right?
I mean, it's April. They start filming, I believe, at the end of May. We're going to have to know soon.
All right. Well, on to some lots and lots of Housewives news, because Bravo was like, oh, we heard you're saying there's nothing going on Bravo. Okay, watch this.
Right?
First of all, I'll start with Potomac, because after Potomac wrapped their reunion, finally Robyn decided, all right, I'll finally admit it, I was fired. Nobody's shocked.
Surprise, we know that, Robyn.
I'm so happy Robyn is gone. And I hear Nneka, she was new. She's out as well. And Candiace is out. And also, Candiace is now pregnant.
Which I've read was the reason that she decided not to back.
Yeah, that brought me so much joy. And she looked so happy during the interview. I'm like, yes, Candice, choose peace over all the drama happening on this show. I feel like she left at a good time. I also saw an interview today where she was saying, because I remember telling you she just did not seem like herself at the reunion. She was just so like over it. She says the reason why she was holding back was that the network told her to hold back going into the reunion. Yeah, she says the reason why
Why did they ever tell anyone to hold back? That's different.
She says they told her that because I guess other people noticed like you were very calm and she says that was at the request of the network. They said, yeah. So I was quite surprised. I was like, okay, they certainly didn't tell Giselle to hold back. Right? Because she wasn't holding back.
They probably told her she better turn it up or she's gonna be gone.
They were like, Candice, please give them a fighting chance. This is what it is. Because Candice will roast everybody and they're just struggling to catch up. And they're like, all right, for the love of all that is pure, just give them a tiny chance. Because this makes no sense to me. Like, don't tell me to hold back when they're coming for me. So that's that. Then there's Beverly Hills News. And after Anne-Marie was fired, now we're finding out that Crystal Minkoff is now...
I'm not mad about that. Was she fired or did she quit?
She was fired.
Okay.
I feel like she was fired. So here's the weird thing. I like Crystal. I like her. She brings absolutely nothing. Like, I won't realize that Crystal is gone when the show comes back.
Yeah, she's not good for the drama.
She's not good for the drama.
I feel like she was like there was like no competition when it came to facing off against people like Erica or even back at the Renna.
Right.
Like they just ate her up. They chewed her up and spit her out.
And what's weird is, so Crystal pretty much gets along with the cast, right? Only person she really argued with this season was Anne-Marie. But what's weird to me about Crystal, I feel like she's putting on. I feel like she's holding back for the cameras because even last season she was telling her husband, the girls are saying I don't speak up on camera like I do. Yeah. So I feel like she says things like she has an opinion off camera, but she doesn't say it because she's just there. She's not saying it. So I feel like she has this personality that we're just not seeing because she's holding back. I feel she has a thing that she's trying to, like a reputation that she's trying to keep intact. And she's like,
she's trying to be all classy and demure. And
I want to smack you, but I'm
not. That show, you have to let your claws out. And if you don't, they're going to eat you up.
You can only do that for so long. And then also, even if they were eating her up, at least we'd be entertained, right? No, she gets along with everyone. So she's just there. Really. If it wasn't for the Anne-Marie thing and Anne-Marie really dragged it out of her, you wouldn't have seen Crystal at all this season. She was just there. Yeah. And so some persons want Dorit to go. I don't know if Dorit has anything more to give except fashion.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So
but
we have
cutting people, who's gonna be left?
Yeah, so there's Garcelle and Sutton and Erica and even though Kyle is pretending like she's not coming back, she's coming back. And Kyle. I know Dorit. I don't mind. I guess I can tolerate Dorit. I just feel like things are going on in Dorit's life and she's not.
Pulling a Robyn right now.
Right. They keep pulling the lawyer thing. Can't say much. Legal issues. So that's my thing with Dorit. We also have some Real Housewives of Miami news because Alexia's husband just filed for divorce. She posted a message and was just like, I'm shocked that Todd filed for divorce. Never saw this coming, but here we are. I always find it very weird when people, and unbelievable when people say they didn't know, they didn't see, they were blindsided. Whenever somebody uses the word blindsided, it annoys me. How it couldn't possibly be that we have the most amazing marriage and then tomorrow you wake up and your husband files for divorce.
I mean, sometimes they lose their minds.
Yes, but they lose their minds because something happened, right? So you couldn't be blindsided because something had to happen, Johnny. Nobody just gets up in and I'm just using the word perfect. They had an argument. Something happened. Alexia is another one who the Miami cast, by the way, is top notch. Deserves it all. Miami cast is perfection. Every episode, something happens. But I will say, Alexia does like to give off that vibe, like her marriage is absolute perfection. And we've seen
probably not. There's something behind closed doors that we're not.
It's not probably anymore because the man fell for it. And last season he didn't want to be on camera. Like they had an event at their house and he didn't even come out of the room. So that already, yeah, he did mean he was like, I'm not coming. You never. It was like, where's Todd? Where's Todd? Todd never showed up. Todd just locked himself in the room. And you know they must have filmed for like 10 hours. Todd needed to pee. Todd was thirsty. Todd did not come out of that. So I kind of was like, okay.
Right, that was a clue.
That was a major clue. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Update. Here's who's gone. So Sonya's gone. Kandi's gone. Marlo gone. You know, I'm happy about Marlo being gone.
I know you are.
I love Marlo. Marlo came on too strong for me. It was too much. No.
I like her, but no. I heard Kenya's back.
Kenya's back, and all we know is Kenya and Portia. That's it. So Sheree is waiting to hear back. They don't know if they're gonna bring her back.
Probably trying to decide if they have to or not. Like,
but
who else
also
is gonna be in there?
I need them to stop playing with Sheree. I want them to keep Sheree just because. I feel like we need to stop embarrassing Sheree. She's tired, she's fired, she's back for one season. Stop.
Sheree embarrasses herself.
Yes, sure. But let the woman have her job. I can't. I can't have you embarrassing Sheree like that again. Stop it.
So maybe she should stop embarrassing herself on the show and go chill somewhere. Like that. She by Sheree embarrassing. Tyrone embarrassing.
Oh, and I hear Drew is Drew is coming back. I hear.
What?
Right? I forgot Drew was even on the show.
Why?
We don't even mention
not necessary.
Drew. Here's why I think they're bringing Drew back. Drew kind of, to be honest with you, the last season was all Drew, just because of the divorce with the husband and all.
Maybe we're gonna get more of that, or maybe it's Drew being single and finding herself.
Or they think we're gonna get more of that. I don't care about Drew being single and finding a date. I think Ralph is messy, the ex, and I think he wants to be on camera. So even if they're not together, he's gonna still show up to film, and it's gonna be messy. And I think they're banking on that.
Right.
So, but they're always messy. Even when they were married and together, Ralph was just hell bent on embarrassing her in every scene. So why should it be different when they're divorced?
Right.
So I think they're banking on Ralph just going crazy for some TV time. And that's all we know about Atlanta. And now I'm nervous because, Portia and Kenya are my girls, but they can only do so much, Shawnee. Like, seriously. Because they're going to bring in a bunch of new people and what? I don't know. I'm nervous now for Atlanta.
I just hope it's better than it's been, because it's been terrible.
You know whose name has been thrown in the mix? Fallon again.
I heard that.
Fallon
face to face with Portia.
So Fallon did a live video, and persons were asking her, what if she saw Portia? Oh, it would be a problem. It would, as if to say she's gonna fight Portia. And persons were in the comments like, "Ma'am,
Portia will tear you up.
Portia will fight you. Portia does." Remember when Portia did?
Portia had to go to anger management.
Portia had to. Don't let we listen. So she was like, "Yeah, it wouldn't just be a conversation. It wouldn't." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
I roll.
Here's another shady thing that she did. I'm scrolling on Instagram. Who is this I see on live? Fallon and Dennis. Suddenly, Fallon is now the spokesperson for, I guess Dennis has like a whiskey or some sort of wine. And who is the spokesperson?
Just keeps getting messier and messier.
So they had like a taste testing thing, and Fallon was sitting there on live. Of course, Dennis made sure to walk behind her in the video, walk again. I'm like, okay, Dennis, we see you. So persons were like, is that Dennis? So if they bring back Fallon, Shawnee, it would be some drama.
Heck of drama.
It would be some
I
drama.
mean, if they're doing all this on social media, count on it. It's happening. These producers are salivating over it.
Fallon is letting you know she wants to come back. And Atlanta is desperate because we don't know what we're doing. So
Right.
maybe. I will say, I just saw news that Andy Cohen, literally just saw it, is like they're doing a package thing with him for him to leave the network. He's like
Really?
negotiating a departure package. Just saw it. And the people were like, what? Andy Cohen is
You know what? Maybe it's
all the legal stuff.
totally off. Yes.
Mhm.
Maybe, and I'm not saying that it is, so like allegedly, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more to some of that stuff than they want to admit.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Andy parties. Don't let him fool you.
no.
But perhaps before
fun.
it turns into a big thing, they're like, you know,
I don't think anybody disbelieves the claim about Andy. I don't think people are like, we don't believe it, especially people from back in the day. Like, I don't think they're lying. These new housewives that are saying, they've never experienced that. I'm sure they've never experienced that. But the back in the day, the Luans and the Bethany's, especially the wives that he was close to, back in the
Right.
day, party Andy. So, but also I cannot imagine. And remember, he's the face of Bravo now. He's become the face of the network.
right.
So
They can't have that.
and I have a feeling that's why there's no BravoCon this year either, because they announced that there's going to be BravoCon 2020.
Right.
I have a feeling because of all of that, the scandal and the legal things happening is why they're just like, let's
That
not.
makes a lot of sense. I wonder who
Yeah.
would replace him though.
No, Shawnee, nobody can replace Andy. There's nobody. We would just have to continue on without a face of the network like all the other networks. We would just-
Right. Like who would they even
no, it couldn't be a
Who's
replacement.
gonna do the reunions and stuff? Like that's where he really pops
Nicki
in.
Minaj.
Ew.
Nicki Minaj is no. Rihanna, I don't listen. Johnny, Andy is Bravo. Andy is Bravo.
Right.
Andy is Housewives. I mean, even if he's not the face of the network, he could still host the reunions like the other networks that just have a host come in. It's not like, but it would be the end of an era if Andy Cohen leaves the network.
Yeah. I mean, it might be the end of Bravo.
And the way the housewives are going down, it would definitely be to the detriment of the network. I just don't see.
Time to find something else to watch.
And it's not TLC because they're really upsetting me with these shows now. Like
5-part reunions. Oh my
Shawnee,
God.
we have 6 minutes left to talk about Mama Debbie versus Miss Debbie. What is happening? Why
Side are you on?
are they feuding, Shawnee? Why are these two lovely ladies feuding? Tell me more.
Because production told them to.
Yeah, but what are they saying they're feuding about?
I honestly don't know.
All the stories. I thought myself, what could
I
this
watched the back and forth 2 different times and I still don't know. I just know that Miss Debbie keeps trying to act like she's all angelic and Mama Debbie is dropping F-bombs and talking about how much she likes getting laid. And I was dying.
I feel like I don't want to hear that.
Well,
I feel like I could do without knowing this.
I mean, she went like 2 decades with no man after her husband died. So now that she's got one, she's making up for lost time.
No.
And Miss Debbie was like, "Is that all that matters to you?" And Mama Debbie was like, "Yup."
Honesty, like, yes, that is all that matters is sex. Yes, I said it. That is hilarious. This is a problem when you try to squeeze 10 separate parts of a reunion.
Right. It was unnecessary and we didn't have to go there. And
also, they have nothing to fight about. They're both
like, why was Mama Debbie even there?
I was like, is that Mama Debbie? Because I saw a clip and then Miss Debbie was saying to Mama Debbie, you're all involved in your son's life. And I'm like, this feels like 4 years ago.
She's really
Why
not
is
anymore, though. That's the thing. She's really not anymore. Like, she's not even local anymore.
Shawnee, why are we talking about this now? Like, Cold, I don't even know if these two people speak. Like, I haven't seen Cold in years.
I know. He's getting a divorce now, too.
Yeah. I mean, are we surprised?
Not surprised.
Yeah. Listen, Tilsey, I'm gonna need some new. Also, Tilsey's so lame. I'm scrolling and I'm seeing season 2, MILF Manor. Why is this show getting a season 2?
Because so many people talked about it in season 1, and I mean,
did
really,
they?
Yes. Because it was shocking.
I watched a few episodes and I said,
they can keep that. I don't even want to watch it.
I was like, season 2
stuff that's on Smothered, MILF Manor, like none of this appeals.
And they're all not even Smothered is not good anymore because they keep changing on the cast and it's just they're changing on this is. But I suppose that's just the reality TV how it goes.
It's just the way it is. They gotta keep it fresh.
And after a while, it's just people pretending to be. It's no longer.
I accidentally caught some Seeking Sister Wife today. Oh my gosh! I was like,
That's one that a lot of people are talking about, but I
can't do it. I mean, I watched it. I watched it in shock and horror. Like, why?
Not shock and horror.
How does this man not have one wife, but possibly two? Oh.
I was watching it back in the day, and he got me so annoyed. These people are just all just doing it for money at this point. Like, what are we even pretending as if?
I really wish we could get back to when reality TV was more reality and less TV. At this point, I mean, Married at First Sight proved it. At this point, we've got people literally plotting and planning to, like, it's not even production fake anymore. Now people are faking out production. Like, it's just fake. It's fake up one side.
Whiplash. Listen, when I tell you season 17 is going on as the lamest cast in the history of the show, and they deserve it, it's just insane that you came up with this nonsense. Reunion though the reunion was everything. Specifically part 1. Because it's all coming out now and and then there's Where Are They Now left to come for season 17, and then we can move on and never speak of the Denver cast.
They'll milk 5 more episodes out of it if they can. I'm so tired of these seasons that never.
The Where Are They Now, which is going to cause some more drama from what I've already seen. And then I never want to hear the word Denver again. Ever. Like, if you live in Denver, don't tell me.
For you.
Somebody's named Denver, give him a different name. I don't want to hear Denver ever again. Thank you, Married at First Sight season 17, for ruining it for us.
It's pretty bad.
It's horrific. I'm disgusted with all of them. But everybody just wants social media followers, so there you go. Go get your followers.
I thought the Bachelor franchise was for getting followers on social media.
It's all the show. It's just reality TV in general.
I really think that's how they sell it now. Like, we're gonna pay you this abysmal paycheck, but if you play it right, you'll get a following. You'll make more money than you ever had before.
You can advertise your business. You can start. That's what they're pitching it.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what. Because if you're scouting this person who has no interest in marriage, and you're trying to convince them that yes, sign up. It's not just about that. If you don't work, you get divorced. You get some social media followers. You get endorsements. You'll be like, all right. Especially the guys, like, all right, cool. Sign me up.